Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Raids, week 33, day 1. So this is probably, I would say, the funniest raid event we ever had. And the main reason why this raid is kind of funny is based on the restriction that we have. So if we go over to raids, you will see we have a Karakoth restriction. Of course, in raids, it is based on the kingdom, so we are restricted specifically to Karakoth troops. Well, there's a rather interesting Karakoth troop that existed in the game, and that is Zhugoff. So it is for the first time, and probably only time for a very, very excessively long time, that we will actually be able to run Zhugoff versus Zhugoff. Obviously, Zhugoff does not get to instant kill the other Zhugoff. They can kill us, but we can't kill them because we have Impervious while they have Indestructible. But this will be the first and probably almost only time ever that we will be able to run Zhugoff versus Zhugoff in Rage, which will be really hilarious, so we have to do it. We can't not do it. But yeah, that's going to be pretty funny. We can't not do it. I don't know what team I want to go yet, but I know we're using Zhugoff because we have to. Let's see. The other best bet is actually triple wall of tentacles. Actually, I might just have to run that earlier on until we actually reach the Zhugoffs. But a triple wall of tentacle just into a quick poke is probably one of our best bets as far as a quick kill for a lower level range. This is really decent, really cheap. Well, they are epic rarity, but if you have 3 of them laying around, really great combo. Just a mana loop between each other, and then just use a 15 mana cost or lower full AoE weapon. Specifically, which one I am contemplating right now. Black Manacle you might not want to because of the mana block that you have. I'm trying to think of a different color that isn't. I'll just type in all enemies. So we'll find us something. Black Manacle is normally best bet, but I don't want to block on purple. I can't use one of these. I ideally want to use a 2 mana cost weapon, or 2 manas. I'm thinking fire and ice, but oh, never mind. Those have 16. Huh. I guess we will have to use something like that then. So we'll have to use I don't know. We might just have to use Black Manacle then. As much as I don't want to block it, but we could just go double green and make up for it and do like a double green purple. What does that give -2? That gives -2 blue, so that's perfectly fine. So yeah, we'll just run it with that then. And we can just run it with a hero class so we can get some free XP on. What are we currently leveling these days? No, not Doomsayer. We finished Doomsayer. Barbarian. We're leveling Barbarian, so let's get some more XP onto this little guy. But yeah, let's roll with this. Should be pretty easy. Also, thank you for that, Cookie. Also, hello, everyone. Didn't even say all my hellos yet. Hello, Mister. Hello, Spins. Hello, Bill. Hello, Dracus. Hello, Drock Savage. And hello, Cookie. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. So, let's get into this. So, really simple team. Basically, just get a little bit of mana. Keep throwing tentacles down over and over again. We're good to go. That is the game plan here. Oh, no potion effect. I need to go change that. We haven't bought our potions yet, did we? Oh, also, you want to wait till you have 1 more mana than that. Whoops. The struggle of not having enchant. I'm just so used to having enchant for this. And we normally should. I just forgot to go buy it. Fail. Let me go do that right after this battle. And use Black Manacle. Rinse, repeat, dead. Best hero class for next month's Mythic? What color does he convert again? Oh, we need to go double check. I forget what color he converts. That would slightly determine what hero class I'm about to mention. I actually completely forget. Let me go double check real quick because I forget off the top of my head. Wasn't next month's. I mean, it wasn't. It was the one for July. Where'd it go? There it is. It converts away. Oh gosh, don't do it that way. Okay, fine. We'll check it here. Brown. It converts away brown. I'm almost leaning towards Titan then. You get Brown Storm at start. You get your explosions. Oddly enough, Dwarf gets Brown Storm when an enemy dies. But then again, never mind. You get yeah, actually, you know what? Dwarf hero class, oddly enough. Because you get free Brown Storm every kill. You also get Dispel. And while he has some things on his ability that can possibly dispel, in the case of like bleed, proccing barrier and stuff like that. He doesn't actually have a dispel attached to it. But yeah, honestly, I would probably say it's a really weird choice. But I almost feel like the Dwarf Hero class, that one that's almost never really used, might actually be a bit optimal for it. As weird as that may seem. And the main reason for that, well, there's a couple reasons. Where to go? Rune Priest. It's a hero class you almost will never see me use. But this trait right here, among a few other things that it has on it, but particularly this trait right here is one of the reasons why you'd probably run it with it. Summons a Dust Storm when an enemy dies. So you're constantly going to be having Brown Storm that you'll be able to use with it without needing to set something like Mountain Crusher or something. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. That means you could use Earth's Fury to feed him. So you don't have to use something like Mountain Crusher. As far as his traits, he has the Stone Tree, so you do get to go, most notably, Bury Every Brown. But you also have all the other immunities. The other really relevant thing is that it has Banish. Dispel gets to get rid of any positive stats effects. And this will be pretty good to make sure that nothing really gets in your way. Because if as long as you have another Cleanse on your team, have something that has Cleanse and then have this, you're pretty much going to be good to go. Because you'll be able to go and get rid of all the negative off yourself so you're not entangled or anything weird like that. And then you also have the Dispel for the enemy. So you'll be able to get rid of anything positive that they end up having. The Knowledge Tree isn't really used for anything though. I guess maybe you could use it for Enchant on green. But yeah, it doesn't really give much. It would mostly be for the Guardian and Stone Tree, in combination with the fact that it gets a Brown Storm every kill. If not that, something more towards Titan. Someone mentioned the Monk. Would Monk work for it? What does Monk have? Well, I know what Monk has, but what would Monk have that would work good for it? What does it directly help with? It's like all around's good, but I don't think it has anything directly that it helps with. I don't think. You can gain mana while blocked, but I'm not sure you would necessarily block it while using that Mythic. Even though it does block a lot of color, I don't think your weapon would be blocked. Because the main weapon you would use with this new upcoming Mythic is Earth's Fury. And if I'm not mistaken, he only blocks on red? Yeah, you only block on red. You're not blocked on brown, which is one of the other reasons for having that Brown Storm on Def. But yeah, you're only blocked on red, but not brown. So if you had a lot of brown mana accumulation, like off of a Apothecary, not only would that include your Cleanse, but it would also include your Brown Storm synergy, as well as the mana accumulation that you need. So you have your mana accumulation, you have the Brown Storm synergy, you have the Cleanse. It kind of covers all your bases that you would need for it. But I'm not sure about Monk. I don't know. I'm honestly leaning towards, especially since if you're going to be using Apothecary too, I'm honestly leaning to Rune Priest. A really odd choice, but one of those hero classes you almost never see. But I'm almost leaning to Rune Priest as the best synergy option for the new Mythic coming out. Not next month's Mythic, the one after that. Next month's Mythic is irrelevant. But the one after it is like new meta, pretty much. Anyways, or I should say old meta, because the strategy that this 2 Mythics from now is using is actually already existed in the game as long as 2.0. However, it was nerfed out. Oh, I forgot to buy potions again. Fail. But it was nerfed out pretty quickly. But now they're finally adding it back in. Now there's been enough power creep in the game that's actually justified to bring back in on a single troop. And of course, they're putting on a Mythic. When they're going to bring it back in, they're going to put on a high rarity, which is what they did. Also, hello, Jefferson. Hello, Scotty. Welcome, welcome. And hello, Valley City. Welcome. But yeah, the one coming out next month in June is really bad. It's basically just a weaker version of the Trolls. Also, let me go buy these potions before I forget. We get this useless troop from it. I feel like I'm almost never really going to be using it much this week. But obviously, it's a pretty standard raid troop with this little bit of extra damage. But I don't know, we'll see. Weapon's pretty bad. The weapon we're getting this Friday is a lot better, though, I do have to say. It's going to be a Daemon bonus one. Currently, this one is a Karakoth bonus one. You still kind of want to forget it for completionist sake. But as far as actual viability, not so much. Also, I didn't buy up the Glory Troop yet. Let me go do that. I do want to save the thingy for the video, though, which I still need to go record, but we'll have that done very soon. Actually, we'll probably do some team building on stream today, too. And get some of that in here. Let's see. Always fun building stuff on stream. Confirm. Plus you guys then get to see the process. The mental process behind picking things. But yeah, I'll save that for the video just to remind people everyone to go get it. Because it disappears if I buy them all now. Anyways, let me go upgrade those 2 things. Troops, upgradable. Also, I got like a blister or something on my tongue. I keep like biting as I'm talking. Really annoying. Let's see. We'll go and get that. Grab. Actually, don't level it yet. You're at legendary, right? Let me go and upgrade you then. Actually, you'll be able to tell from here. Yes, legend to mythic. Yes, thank you. Boom. Okay. Orb down, but we get it max. Thank you. And now let's go get all of its traits. And we're good to go. Okay, so that's that. Good with that. We don't have any need for it right now. And the other thing we need to go level is just this thing, just for the sake of getting Kingdom Stars. If I'm not mistaken, this brings Karakoth to 15 stars. I'll need to go double check. I'm pretty sure it's 15 stars. 14 if you don't own Zhugoff. Or even lower if you don't own all the other requirements. But realistically, someone in, you know, like game, end game, if they're missing anything from Karakoth, they're missing Zhugoff. Since that's the hardest troop in the entire game to get, pretty much. Anyways, 15 stars, right? Yep, 15 stars. Went from 13 to 15 through this event, and obviously it's stuck because it can't go any further. And make sure you have 4 Karakoth weapons upgraded, otherwise you might get a really weird task where it gives you like some... I don't know what it would give you. But, yeah, they might give you a task that is related to like upgrading weapons or something. But, yep, there we go. 15 stars. Okay. And no other little requirement thingy on it. So let's go back to raids then. So currently we're kind of just using a quick kill raid team. We will be switching, obviously, as we get a little bit deeper. Because I definitely want to get around to Zhugoff versus Zhugoff. We can't not do that. It's the only week we're going to be able to ever really do it. In the context of raids. Oh, so why did I do that? We already had full mana. Could already won. And we got a Devourer. We don't really need that, but that's one nice thing about Black Manacle. 20% chance we do get a Devourer on it. Though what we're doing right now starts to fall off a bit once we reach the raid bosses, because Devourer cannot proc on it. And running a single full AoE would not be the greatest against it. And running only 2 walls instead of 3 gets rid of a lot of its viability. You can't just run with 1 raid troop as your damage source because that would be too slow. It would kill the boss quickly. Everything else would be slow. Also, why did I not take the purple? Just went for it. Let's take a skull, I guess. Doesn't really matter. He dies next turn to Black Manacle regardless. And he's dead. Easy as that. Let's get through these last little few and then we can start doing some Zhugoffs. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Mythic 2 Mythics from now. It's a playstyle that hasn't been in the game for about almost 4 years by the time it gets added. Because there's a big difference between 100% chance to do true damage and something like Orion, which has 75% currently. Which also at one point had 100%. Because the consistency of getting 100% of the time really changes how you use it. The true damage hit, that is. I'm actually going to do this, because we actually do have the 2 mana already. Since we get it off enchant. And even with spell armor, it's not enough to survive it. Also, I don't even think we're getting +5 damage, because I'm not using a hero class that gains it currently. Nice little Valraven there. Free Valraven. Gosh, we already got all of our mana already. We're not all of our mana, obviously still need the Black Manacle. And he's dead. And we get a Devour, because why not? Hey, on my battle. Actually, I might even do it a little bit further than that. Because these really first initial battles are pretty weak. But then again, they're already out of one-shot range, though. Then again, I'm not using magic right now, am I? I think I'm using seasons. Oh, we'll switch to Zhugoff. We can't not run Zhugoff against it. Oh no. Luckily, it doesn't matter where it is, because it'll still get mana. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, now we can start doing these. And wow, what a diverse team of Merc Knights. But, okay, let's go get the other team now. So for now, let me go save this, and obviously we'll change the hero class for when we show it for a video. That is not the hero class you should be using. Any of, like, the purple-oriented hero class, maybe like Archmages or something, would probably be best for this. For now, we'll put it over top of, sure, why not? We'll put it over top of this one, and rename this Raid Low. And just so I don't forget, let me change the class to, I'll just change the Archmages for now. That should be fine for it. Anyways, next thing. Let's go make a Zhugoff team. Let's go make a Zhugoff team. That's not where I need to go. Raids. Fight. Also, we're registered for Guild War, right? What is it? I know it says registered, but I'm always paranoid about it. Also, what on earth is going on with that graphic? Oh, never mind. I was looking at my stream. It looked like it was messed up because I was looking at part of my stream, which made it seem different. Never mind. My bad. Let's see. What can you team Farce Troll double Queen Beatrix with in PvP? Mirage Queen or hero with Warden hero class, or almost any hero class. The reason for Warden is as Dispel and Greenstorm at start of battle. Well, Dispel throughout the battle, Greenstorm at start. But either of those would end up working. A Mirage Queen is the half mana start your entire team. You don't get hero XP, but it's pretty quick. But either of those two would work pretty well. Also, if you do go down like Warden, you normally do it with like a Doomed Glaive or a Doomed Club. If you have either of those two full AoE Doom Skull creating weapons. Off the two Doom weapons. Two good ones. Speaking of that, I never did check Soulforge yet this week. We'll need to go over that. As far as a quick overview of Soulforge, let's see. I think this is the first time Captain McCall's been available since his release. But aside from that, yeah, nothing's worth it. Not a single thing is worth it. These, what are the 4 mythics? We got, oh, I believe this is the first time Sir Quentin as well has been available since his release. However, both of them are not worth going out of your way to get. Well, Sir Quentin maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like I use him too often. I tried using him a lot when he first came out just to mess with stuff. But for the most part, I feel like I don't really use him much. But yeah, I think everything's avoidable because what are they? 1, 2, 3, where's the 4th one? And 4. Yeah, nothing is particularly good. And Autumn Imp you'll be able to get soon. Autumn Imp is available from, well, maybe not soon, but it's available from August and September, if I'm not mistaken, is when Autumn Imp runs from. So if you still need copies of that, you'll be able to get that in a few months from now. And as far as weapons, yeah, none of the good ones are available. This you get from raids. This is a useless old event weapon for mystics. This is a useless old doom weapon for nothing. You would never use it. And then the only other weapon we're getting this week is 2 other ones, actually. So we're getting a lot of weapons this week. But tomorrow we're getting the one for Warrens, which I believe was useless. I should forget what it is. And given that I forget, I'm pretty sure it's bad. It was something that gave like random stats effects, and it was way too random to ever use. It was kind of like the mythic or the legendary from the kingdom, or from the faction. And it's just basically a weaker version of it, and not worth doing. But yeah, we have that for Warden's event tomorrow. And then on Friday, we're getting a brand new weapon, which might actually be the only relevant one we get this week. And that ends up counting for Diabolus. It counts for Daemon bonus. And yeah, that's the only one that we're getting. That might be okay. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty underwhelming currently because there's no 50% mana start for Daemons. But if it was ever to come into the game, that weapon's actually going to be pretty good synergy with it. So kind of have to wait and see. Anyways, in other news, let's go over to the Zhugoff battle. Finally do some Zhugoff versus Zhugoff. That's not what I wanted. Raids. Okay, let's go do some Zhugoff versus Zhugoff. So, let's go build a team. First things first. We're definitely going Zhugoff. Next, we need our raid troop for the week. Where are you? There you are, raid troop. We'll put that in front of Zhugoff. Next, we need a mana accumulator. And then we need just one other utility. Probably another mana generator if we even have it. Green slime actually seems somewhat tempting here. That or doubling a purple. Both of those actually seem decent. I think I might actually lean to double purple. Because this denies out its own color, which has always been kind of annoying. It does have a +1 green for himself, though. So he has the +1 already attached to him. Even though he also denies it. And Tentacle isn't really worth it when you're only using one like that. I think I am going to go down the Dark Troll route. This does fully block Zhugoff, but we should have enough mana accumulation that shouldn't really matter too much. And now we just need Hero to... Oh gosh, the only problem with this though is we're going to be missing a lot of color. As this stands, we're probably only going to cover 4 colors. Completely missing yellow and completely missing green. We go Green Slime to Mountain Crusher. There's no good Perpetual Purple Storm off a hero. Like, no weapon that mana generates creates Purple Storm, I don't believe. Wait, Mirror doesn't create Purple Storm, right? No, I don't believe it does. That's not what I'm looking for. Whatever it's called. Reflection. You don't have Purple Storm on you, right? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. No, it doesn't have any Storm. That's what I thought. Just double checking. If that had Purple Storm, that would actually be so useful. I might just go Mountain or something. I feel like going down the mana generation route. Alternatively, we can go Green Slime and go more like an Earth's Fury route. But for these earlier battles, I don't feel like we're going to need to do that route. So I'm leaning towards a Mountain. Use Hound. Wait, what did Hound... Oh, yeah, Hound has purple creation. What color does Hound cover? He's brown-red. Damage to an enemy for poke. Hunter's Mark first. And he directly creates purple. However, that's likely going to be less purple than Dark Troll, but it does get a quicker first cast. However, we can offset that just by going Titan Hero class. And that will give Dark Troll the exact same mana start. They'll both require 6 mana at the start of battle. And I feel like in most situations, Dark Troll is going to get more mana accumulation. Because as long as there's at least... If there's at least... How many would you need? Yeah, if there is 5 purple on the board, Dark Troll will create more purple 100% of the time if there's at least 5 purple on the board. And while you don't get the damage or the Hunter's Mark, the main thing you need is the mana accumulation. And I feel like there's going to be at least 5 on every board, pretty much. So I think I am just going to lean towards Mountain for now. I might just use Titan too, just to speed things up rather than using a thing that we need a level. This also gives Dark Troll half mana start, which brings it up to speed with the other new troop that came out today. No, the new troop wouldn't be bad for it. You could definitely build around it. I personally will not be here though, just because it doesn't seem as good to use, given that most people probably already have a max Titan. Banner. Well, we have 2 different things we can minus, so let's see if either of these have something good. Perfect. Okay, we'll roll with that. Actually, is there a +2 purple, +1? I want the inverse of that. No, mine's just blue. Never mind. Okay, so we'll stick with this then. That should be fine. Okay, so we'll do this. Titan with Dark Troll, Elder Guardian, and Zhugoff. Eventually, this would switch into Earth's Fury rather than Mountain Crusher, though. Or maybe not Earth's Fury. I mean Mang, not Earth's Fury. You would use Mang for it. But, yeah, eventually we would trade out to Mang. Alright, let's do this then. For the earlier battles, we wouldn't need it. Also, obviously, you can trade out Zhugoff for more mana accumulation. And actually, never mind. You need to trade out Zhugoff for a different damage source. If you were to trade him out for something. And do keep in mind, you can't use Zhugoff against Zhugoff. However, the Zhugoff here is not to actually kill Zhugoff. It's to kill... well, I'll go show it just because why not? As you can see, you cannot kill the Zhugoff with Zhugoff. However, his Zhugoff can kill your Zhugoff. So you do have to be careful. I just wanted to show that. But obviously, we're not using Zhugoff to kill a Zhugoff. We're using the Zhugoff to kill everything else that isn't Zhugoff. Because our raid troop is going to kill the Zhugoff. This just feels really weird having having a Zhugoff on both sides on raids. This is the one and only week you'll ever see in raids where Zhugoff will be on both sides. It'll be pretty hilarious all week. I almost feel like doing more battles just because of how hilarious it is. Or, you know, like doing even more further in pack. So I already did the upgrade. So let's do kind of the normal amount. But that is pretty hilarious. The Zhugoff Mayor. And the only time it could ever happen is when it's a Karakoth event. Because raids is always based on kingdom restriction. And obviously the only kingdom Zhugoff counts as is Karakoth. Also, once that stops one-shotting is about the time when we switch to Mang. Oh, nerf that miss. Luckily we have plenty of damage. Thank you for that, Defiant. Yeah, ad money has actually been going up recently. So that's been good. And it's mostly because advertisers are starting to slightly start to advertise more again. So that's pretty good. It hasn't completely returned back to normal rates, but it's slowly getting there. Probably be another few months before it's back to almost normal. But it's definitely recovering. Let's see, we'll throw that down for now. Grab that onto the Valraven, because obviously you don't want that getting away. And he's dead. The pure yellow weapon that enchants all other allies and Zhugoff. Interesting. So basically you're rushing up wall. And then you're immediately going into raid poke, the re-enchant, and then Zhugoff into recasting the other things off the enchant over the course of that time. That could probably work. I feel like Wall of Tentacles might be a little bit too slow, though it does gain a total 15 mana. I don't know. Dark Troll, the problem with Dark Troll is you're kind of hoping that it lands. However, if it lands, you pretty much get full mana on everything. Well, not everything, but you know, your two core options here, which is the Zhugoff and the gosh, I forgot the name of the raid troop already, but the raid troop and the Zhugoff, the Eldarif Guardian. It reminds me of something from what's his name, from Darkest Dungeons. Looks like those things that keep appearing towards the end of the game. Let's see, what do we even need here? So here we'll just go for a poke. Kill that out, so we don't have to deal with it. I'm actually gonna go for double purple now, even though we only have 5, just because it was such a good position. So there's a really high chance that we're gonna land it, and we did. Then we get the last of our mana. And I'm actually not gonna take those skulls in hopes that we land it there, and he's dead. But yeah, Dark Troll's a little bit riskier, but I feel like it gives a lot more mana when it lands. Like, we could easily feed 42 if it lands properly. Like right here, we have 10 purple. That's actually worth risking for a 13 purple creation. And it lands. And as you can see, we just fed it all the way to full. So the reason why I'm going the Dark Troll route for feeding. It's higher risk, higher reward. And for these like earlier battles, or kind of early mid-range battles, it's probably going to be the best option. Maybe a little bit later on, we might need something a little bit more safe and consistent. But for where we're currently at, we could easily risk with Dark Troll. Also, you don't have to necessarily risk with Dark Troll. You can wait till you have a better board set up. Just keep going for the ones that are kind of average. I should have taken that skull. Luckily it cascaded, so I guess it doesn't matter. It's like here, we're going to want to wait and just go for mana accumulation off of that instead. And now we're already good to go. We'll scope throw a poke onto his last slot then. I'm actually going to go for another explosion just for the sake of killing out his first slot. Just so he doesn't block Zhugoff's hit here. And then we kill it out with that and he's dead. Easy as that. Yeah, Entangle would be useful for the later battles. I don't feel like you would really need Cleanse, though. What are you really cleansing off? Oh, that's funny. He even has Skull Creation like normal Zhugoff. Wow, it really is a Zhugoff versus Zhugoff mirror. We're up against a Zhugoff that has Skull Creation. But yeah, what's doing stats effects against you? The only thing you really have to worry about is maybe Submerge, but if you're not using full AoE, that won't really matter. And obviously, you stop using full AoE pretty much once you get through those initial battles, like we did. We only used it for the really early battles, and then once you get past those, you switch to, ideally Zhugoff if you have it, but if not Zhugoff. Actually, what is the strategy if you don't own Zhugoff? It's probably a Mang build. Karakoth, doesn't Karakoth have something skull-related? Oh gosh, what even is the option, actually, if you don't own Zhugoff? Yeah, assuming you own no Mythics from this kingdom. This is actually a rather clunky event if you don't own Zhugoff. Because Aberrath would be too weird. That doesn't even work for this event. That's for towers, not for things. This you would use for the raid boss, obviously, still. What's your normal damage source, then? There isn't really one. Yeah, this event might be super annoying, then. Without Zhugoff. I didn't even think about that. Because assuming no Vash Sargon and no Zhugoff, you basically have to Mang everything. as your damage. You have to run something like Mang, Mana Generator, Eldorf Guardian, and something else. So that would probably be a situation where you'd have to use the Tentacles. However, not necessarily in first slot, because Titan Mang would probably be in first. But, yeah, other than Titan Mang, or just Mang in general, there is not that many damage sources you have, assuming no Mythic. Zhugoff actually is, like, the whole damage source of this kingdom. Aberoth used to be meta, but he's pretty bad these days, including in this game mode. Yeah, Vash Sargon. If you have Vash Sargon but not Zhugoff, it would work. But I need to make a team for people that have no Mythics. And I'm leaning towards this all-in Mang route. If in doubt, just go Mang. It's pretty much a strategy for almost everything if you lack options. Make a Mang build. I am actually going to risk it here. Even though it wasn't the greatest board to throw it on. And once we get mana, we're going to throw it obviously on the Valraven to make sure it doesn't escape. Luckily stunned, so we don't even need to worry about that. Also, this might be an instance where you might actually want to go and Rage on Titan rather than Explosion. Let me actually change that now. Because it's much more important for us to have those kills off of Zhugoff rather than having a extra bit of mana accumulation. Especially when we're only using 4 colors. The less colors you have, the less effective explosions are. And while they're still good for board clear and stuff like that, which is kind of how we're using them now, and for feeding something that needs a lot of mana like Zhugoff, which is needing 3 different ones, it does have a little bit of a disadvantage of getting a lot less mana accumulation in these kind of situations. So a single explosion isn't going to be as good as our Enrage. Plus we can hit through all of their traits and everything. Get some really good value. And you can still get Enrage off the skulls from the from your skulls as well. And then do that into your next skull for the Enrage poke. It ends up working out pretty well. Yeah, Medea gets to enchant all daemons and bless all mystics, if I'm not mistaken. And something to all mystics, I forget specifically. But she'd be an okay support. I believe the second part of her ability doesn't really do much, though. Which is one of the reasons I've never really used her much. Wasn't it just like a small poke or something? I recall it being really underwhelming. I feel like a lot of Karakoth is pretty underwhelming. It's one of the first kingdoms in the game, which might be why. A lot of like the really first kingdoms that you come up to are like deliberately underwhelming because you reach them like super early in the game. Let's see, we'll grab that, grab that. Oh, we got a kill on you just because you have score reduction. Unfortunately, we do not have enough damage to kill that. You know, I'm still gonna take the skull because we just follow up with this and I'll be dead. Even though we don't get the bonus damage. Also, that thing does gain a lot of durability. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but it does gain durability when it gets a kill. It gets to gain 12 HP and armor, I believe, is its effect. Which very rarely is going to be relevant, especially as you keep upscaling higher and higher. But that is what he does. How on earth did we not get an extra turn in all that mess? Actually, I might not even bother switching to Mang with this build. I kind of prefer the higher mana accumulation. Not to mention, one nice thing about Mountain Crusher, it's actually tied at the highest attack that you can get from any weapon in the game. At, I believe, 7, if I'm not mistaken. 7, 8, somewhere around there. I think 7. But it's tied at the highest attack gain that any weapon has, as far as base starting attack. Which works really well into Enrage and Skulls. You know, I'm going to go for this and try to get it. Unfortunately, not enough mana. A lot of mana, not enough, though. Let's go poke it with that, and I'll be dead. Oh, so hello, Gustavo! Welcome. Is the event video up? No, we'll be covering it soon. Soon, TM. Actually, we'll be going over and making some of the teams, actually, during the stream. Once we finish out through raids. Some of them we kind of already made, obviously. I still need to make a cheaper raid team, though. Let's see. But it's most likely just going to be a Mang build. Actually, I'll probably test that next battle, actually. See what we can build for a slightly cheaper team composition. So for now, we'll go throw that down for people that don't own any Mythics. Get our Mountain in there. Get our, gosh, I kind of want a Mountain Crusher just to get rid of his 5 HP. So we will. A little overkill. And now they stunned. We don't even need to worry about him having any reduction, and he's dead. And there's our 20 gems for today. Okay, let me go test this with a Mang. So we get a super cheap build. There we go. And now we need a raid low. Actually, it's not going to be that low because I think I might still use a legend. But we'll name it no Mythic. Okay, now we're restricted to Karakoth. Or Karakoth, however we say it. Anyways, so what do we need? Obviously we need to bring that. Now what do we need? I'm thinking Wall of Tentacles into one other option. Oh, it gets a Barrier Mystics, not Bless. Actually, Bless might not even existed when she came into the game. I can't remember. But it's still not relevant, though. Sacrificial definitely isn't. Wall of Tentacles I'm kind of leaning towards just for the mana accumulation. Not sure if we should block it or not. What color are we missing at this point? We're only missing yellow, right? Is there any realistic way we could fit yellow? I don't believe so. Most yellow from this kingdom is pretty bad. We only have 3 options. Hellspawn is completely useless. This thing is pretty inconsistent given that it only has a 50% chance to devour them if they're webbed or entangled. And you don't really have any way to web or entangle them with this. For that reason, it's kind of pointless. And Sacrificial Priest ends up killing out your allies. So we're going to have to go without yellow, most likely. However, that does allow us to go +2 brown, +1 purple, which is a pretty good banner setup for this team. Let's see. So what do we run as our other option then? We could theoretically go double wall and kind of build like a wall build. It is divisible by 5 anyways. Unfortunately, the final slot does not gain full mana off of double wall. But I think it still would be worth it. What does this thing do again? Oh, it's just a corruption troop, I forgot. That's not going to help us much here. Oh no, I'm leaning towards double wall. Only other thing is maybe Dark Troll, I guess. But it might be overkill on mana compared to just going wall. I wish there was a room to put a triple wall. Green Slime, it would serve basically the same purpose of Dark Troll, though. And that would just kind of overdo our purple. We don't have enough purple costs to really justify a mana accumulator, I don't think. Or, you know, like a big mana accumulator like that. In our other team, it does, because we need 44 purple. But in this team, we only need 24 purple. 20 whole less mana. And I feel like Green Slime or Dark Troll here might overkill a little. Though, if you were to go one, Green Slime probably is better than Dark Troll in this particular team setup. Especially if you're not running Titan. But I might just leave it as Titan for this one as well. Since you still be able to utilize the Rage. But, I think we're going to try this. Oh, I do need to change banner, though. Where's that one? There it is. Okay, +2 brown, +1 purple. +2 purple, +1 brown would still be better, but I don't want to minus blue. That's the only option for it. Okay, let's give this a shot. First things first, though. I need to go copy it. There it is. Copy that. And put this into the guild thingy. Okay, let's give this a shot and see what happens. Menu. Paste. So this is the no mythic option. Actually, it doesn't use any legends either. That's good. Because technically Mang isn't a legend.
Or, you know, it is and it isn't. It counts as a legendary weapon, but, you know, it's super easy to obtain. You can get it by, like, level 150, 200, probably even earlier than that. So even though it's technically legend, it's not actually a legend. So everything on our team is actually epic or below. So it actually is no legend as well. No legend, no mythic. Which is generally what I like doing for my low rarity teams. So we do that. We didn't kill it as we normally do. Oh, the only problem here, though, is Valraven. Ooh. I'm going to need to spam a little bit to go get that Valraven kill. So we'll do this. I'm actually going to ignore everything that isn't trying to kill that Valraven. So we'll get a Mang. And then we'll kill it just to make sure it doesn't get away. Okay, and now we skip mana accumulation and be good to go. And he already has his 5. We can still 2 turn off our Brown. Or use 2 more of the little tentacle things to get it back up. Did we get another Mang? Is it even worth getting another Mang? Not really. Because both their pokes is... Actually, both their pokes is enough damage. However, I would need to get the mana first. So actually, I'm going to go for that then. Oh, but we already got the kill. Never mind. Oh, well. Okay, we'll just hunt for a skull then. But yeah, this team's going to be a little bit slower than other options, of course. However, has the benefit of being super cheap as far as what you need to use it. There we go. Not the quickest, but it will win. You just have to hope your Mang doesn't die to Zhugoff. You could maybe use a stealthy hero class rather than Titan, just to super safe it. However, there's no hero class that has both barrier on Brown while also having stealthing, unfortunately. That'd be a very strong hero class if that ever existed. But, it doesn't exist. But yeah, that would work for it. Obviously, that's not what we're going to be using. But if you need a cheaper option, that would definitely get you through. Just have to be careful that your hero doesn't die. Because your hero is your entire team pretty much in that composition. Well, theoretically, Zhugoff's our entire team in this composition. Gotta hope Zhugoff doesn't kill our Zhugoff. Though luckily, you can normally kill with your raid troop quick enough that the enemy Zhugoff doesn't normally get to do anything. Or at least that is the game plan every time. Yeah, Valraven was blocked in that one battle. I still didn't want to risk it, though. Oops, I almost just used Zhugoff on Zhugoff. That would have been a fail. That also kind of funny. Oh, that was a big miss. Somehow he's still not dead. I'll go for explosion then. What else do we need? I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go mountain first. Then we'll chance the purple. Oh, we only got 1 more purple during that time. But apparently it was enough. And then you're dead. And overkilled. Plus it was still a turn. You do have multiple chances this week for Vash Sargon. Not only is he in the event key drop table, but you also have the small chance while you're buying packs, so I would not mass buy it for that purpose. However, you do have a small chance as you're buying up to your packs, if you haven't already gotten them, to get it. These 2 Kingdom Troops, those 4, those 6, so on and so forth, all these Kingdom Troop drops that you get, all have a chance of being, Vash Sargon. They cannot be Zhugoff, though, but they can be Vash Sargon. Theoretically, Karakoth only has 1 mythic. It has 2. It has Zhugoff and Vash Sargon. However, whenever you're opening up event keys or opening up these little Kingdom Troop thingies, if you get a mythic, it'll have to be Vash Sargon, because it is impossible to get Zhugoff through drops. You can only ever get him through crafting. He is one of only few troops in the game that is impossible to get by any other means other than crafting it. So whenever you open all these drops, if you get a mythic, it'll be a Vash Sargon. So he's a little bit easier to get. So if you have a lot of event keys sitting around and you go use them right now, you will get Vash Sargon rather than a Karakoth. It is impossible to get a Zhugoff. It is impossible to get a Zhugoff off of event keys from the Karakoth drop table. So do be mindful of that. Also, I need to make sure to remember to mention that in the video too. Just for people who think they can event key for Zhugoff. It is not possible. Otherwise, that would devalue him like crazy. Any Vash teams you would recommend? For the most part, no. The only thing I feel like I really use him for these days is with Iron Gut. Like, he seems like one of the only synergies he really has. And the main reason for this is Iron Gut gains a bunch of HP, which he can then go and kill and get extremely good value off of. Also, Vash Sargon has Curse, and Curse is obviously really good with Iron Gut because you can then get to devour anything. But something like along the lines of like a Mountain Crusher, Iron Gut, Vash Sargon with like one other support troop is pretty much what I would run with if you're going to bother using him. It's one of the very, very few that you would really run with. But yeah, he has passive Curse, which is really nice. Oh, sorry, I forgot Apothecary in there. But yeah, you can run something along the lines of Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Iron Guts with Vash Sargon. And you can basically use the Apothecary's Brown and Mana Accumulation to trigger Curse and passively get Spam Curse. And then when you want to win the battle, you simply just kill your Iron Gut, get boost ratio off of Vash Sargon's HP boost ratio thing, and then win the battle off of killing your Iron Gut. I also ran a variant of that for Brown Guild War Day. It was fun, but it didn't really score that well, unfortunately. So I wouldn't say it's viable for that. It's mostly just a delve option. It's pretty much mostly used for its Curse, and I feel like its main purpose is with Iron Gut. I really haven't seen any build where I would say it's actually really good with other than Iron Gut, and everything else is just really average and kind of just used for fun. He's also a little bit weak in the sense that he cannot devour things that have, or he can't trigger on things that have like barrier on it. For whatever reason, they made a fix for this ages ago for Black Beast. However, they never applied that same fix to Vash Sargon because he didn't exist at the time. So Vash Sargon still has a really weird mechanic where he doesn't properly hit on some things because they didn't add an invisible dispel to his ability. They did for Black Beast, but they, for whatever reason, still to this day have not done it for Vash Sargon, and it really holds him back. He's not going to be meta if they did make that change, but similar to Tina 9000, it would be a great improvement on the troop, which they still haven't made that change yet. For whatever reason, still no clue why. I'm not even sure if they're aware that that needs to be changed, but yeah, definitely needs to. Let's see, let's keep going. Grab the other thing over. Yeah, you could use it for Tower of Doom. The only slight issue with that is, of course, you're going to have to devour everything and then kill out to get the kill, and that might not be enough damage in every situation. That, or you might have to do a second slot Iron Gut, let your first slot die out, and then do a Skull Poke, and then kill with Vash Sargon. I don't believe Vash Sargon has enough damage. Even if Iron Gut devours the other three, I don't think it has enough damage to kill. I think it's slightly short. So you might have to kill out your first slot, and then do it. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure, last I recall, it's Vash Sargon into triple Iron Gut is not enough damage to kill out one Doom. You cannot curse. You cannot curse a Doom. Anything that is destructible cannot be cursed. What do we take here? Similarly, we can't curse the Zhugoff in this battle because it's indestructible. What do we grab her? We'll take that for now. Let's see. We'll take that over there. Oh, you're just doing it for the damage. Oh, I see. Oh, I guess you would have enough damage in if you had enough stats. Yeah, it really depends on what your stats are, I would say. Because obviously, the enemy stats would also change week by week. So you don't always know if it's going to work or not. But yeah, depending on what your stats are and what the enemy stats are, you would have enough damage potentially for it. But it comes down to a lot of factors on if it would or wouldn't work. But yeah, you would need 3 Devours, then cast Vash Sargon. And then you'd have to determine if it killed or not, and then to see how much it didn't kill by, if it didn't kill. And then kind of base your strategy based on that. But that would be different for every single person. Because HP values would be different, magic values would be different. What troops are available on a given week for that battle might be different. For Tower of Doom. Also, how many boons you have would probably be different. That you've gotten up to that point. So there's several factors that would go into it. That could change the damage output. But it would be pretty easy to adapt, nonetheless. You'd still be able to have higher magic damage, though, regardless of what it's capped at HP. What do I take here? Let's throw that for now. And then we'll kill out the first slot, just to make sure he doesn't escape, just in case. He will die to burn next turn. I wish he would already be dead, though. A little bit awkward that he's already still alive there. Because it makes it so I can't really go for skulls as effectively on that turn. I'm going to go overkill his last slot. You only got 1 Wall of Tentacles. Anyone else you could change him out for? For your not mythic team, you mean? You could put in Green Slime and go both Dark Troll and Green Slime. Or even just double Green Slime. Or actually, never mind, you wouldn't double Dark Troll. But you know, you could put in one of those other mana accumulators. The ones that feed a heavy amount of purple. Especially if you're running it with Titan, Dark Troll works well for it. But Green Slime's also fine. If nothing else, you get a +1 passive green on it as well. Let's see. I'll throw that down. The Vash drinking game. I know we said Vash Sargon a lot this stream. He's the well, he is the mythic that's available right now, so he's kind of relevant in the sense of he's quite literally the only mythic you can get in all the drop tables right now. Not as in like when it's the exclusive mythic, but you know what I mean. Like event key drop table through the event. Like if you were to get him on any week, it would probably be this week. Unless you're going to craft him with diamonds. But if you're going to, like, randomly pull for him, this is a week to try to randomly pull for him. He's not that good of a mythic. He's probably more towards average. But he does have his uses here and there. There's a few small changes they could make to him to make him instantly viable. But until they make those changes, he's going to be rather average. And only used in really situational situations as a utility troop. Let's see. Throw that down for now. I almost just wanted to hit Zhugoff again. I keep wanting to go hit Zhugoff with Skull Spam. Or with the instant kill. Obviously we can't do that. But it would be funny if we could. Come on, at least give Zhugoff the ability to kill Zhugoff. That would be too hilarious for this event. That would also make the event way too easy. But then again, he pretty much dies pretty easily anyways, but make it even easier. Just because the raid troops are already insanely good against it, as always. Alright, this is the last battle I'm going to do for now. Just in case I want to show 2 battles for the thing later. Oh, we got a Valraven. Still probably the last one we'll do for now, just so we can start going over other stuff, though. Still need to go clear our dailies, and we'll hand out code, and then we'll mess around with other teams that we need throughout the week. Start team building some. What do I even grab here? I'm gonna go for the poke on that. See if we can get some other mana here. Grab lag, get a nice Mountain Crusher going. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for Zhugoff there and end up getting that killed. And then we can mountain everything. What else do we need? We'll go kill that out. Grab another mountain. That looks like a good board to double on. Or it was until some of it moved, but luckily some of it was still in place. And it's way more than enough to kill it. Okay, next thing. So we did that. Rest of the battles we'll throw down later. Some I wanted to save for the video. Grab our tribute. Let's go quick kill. Oh, 18 gems. Nice. Let's go switch to some armor. Go get some EXP towards this class. And clear out these little dailies. Really small ones today. If I'm not mistaken, we had absolute trash on our offers today. Yeah, nothing good. Or obviously it's different for everyone, but mine were awful today. These are the same for everyone though. These bottom 3 things right over here. These 3 are the same 3 you have. And they are all useless, but good for EXP if nothing else. Hey Chad, how you doing? I've been doing pretty well. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your hello. My bad. Also, hello, oh gosh, Eco Instrum? You only got 1 wall. Oh wait, never mind, I already answered your question. I just didn't notice your name. But yeah, your best bet is probably either Dark Troll or Green Slime if you don't have a second wall. One or the other. It kind of depends if you're using Titan or not. If you're using Titan, probably Dark Troll. If you're not using Titan, probably Green Slime. Comes down to what hero class you're using. Armor elimination, yeah. Eventually we will be switching out Mountain Crusher for armor elimination, like a Mang, most likely. At what point we'll be doing that, I'm not sure. However, yes, the plan was eventually to switch out a Mountain Crusher for the later battles in order to give Zhugoff really high damage. It's a slower start, but it's a quicker win once you reach the later battles. And now that we're not one-shotting Zhugoff anymore, it's probably almost about time to switch. Because Mang plus a raid troop is enough to kill, or will be for a couple more sections. And even if not, we still get the higher damage off of Zhugoff skull spam. And with Enrage, I should be able to one-shot everything. Mang and Rage, I believe, is one-shot for everything in raids throughout the entirety of raids. Hello, Liz! Welcome! Hey, you just tuned in. Hello, Patrick. Did I go over teams for Vash? We were kind of going over a little bit. There's one really good team for it, which I'll probably mention for the video as well, even though technically he's not in Soulforge. However, he is in like every drop table pretty much right now, particularly event keys and the random drops that you get during raids. But I mentioned a team. I didn't actually make a teamy theme for it though. Let me go do that right now just so I don't forget. So the team that you'd want to have is... Also, I'm going to need more slots. We have so many teams I need to show this week. I'm not even sure if I'm going to have enough space. Because I need to show... gosh, we're going to have like over 100 teams to show. Or 100. I mean 10. Imagine 100. But we're going to have over 10 teams to show for this Monday video. Because I have 3 for raids. I'm going to have 3 for faction. I'm going to have 3 for the Friday event most likely. Maybe I'll lower it down to 2. Because we have invasions this weekend. So we'll have like 2 or 3 for that. We'll have 1 for class at least. We'll have 1 for Vash Sargon, which is what I'm making right now. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be 10. Okay, anyways, what was I doing? Alright, this was the Green War Gear team. I think we'll pretty much come up with this again if we need to figure it out. But this is what I was going to run with it. The War Gear troop that's coming out 2 months from now. 2 mythics from now. That's basically 5 weeks from now? Yeah, about 5 weeks from now. I'll be doing this team with the Mythic that comes out, followed by Tulio, Queen Beatrix, and Leprechaun. For now, let's trade this out for the Vash Sargon team. So, Vash Sargon, I've been mentioning this a lot this stream. Haven't actually showed it on stream yet. What this thing does, it's the only Mythic in Karakoth. Obviously, Zhugoff is, but as far as drop table is concerned, Vash Sargon's the only one in things like event key drop table. He devours an ally, then summons a daemon if the ally is devoured. Keep in mind this only triggers if the enemy is devoured, or if the ally is devoured. Also keep in mind this does not work if they have barrier, because it does not have to spell. So do be wary of that. It'll also not work if they have immune to devour. And other than that, it also gets to deal 54 or a bunch of true damage, and this is increased by how much life they have at a 3-to-1 boost ratio. So if they have something like, let's say 900 life, they will gain 300 additional damage for the true damage scatter. More often than not, you're probably going to be casting this on something around, let's say 200 life, and let's say 210, and that would end up coming out to about 70 additional damage. It's not that high. That'd do like, what, about 30 damage, true damage to all enemies. It's not like exceptionally high. However, it's mostly used for mostly its traits. It has 3 really solid traits. It has 25% spell reduction. It is impervious. and it has curse or random enemy when matching brown gems. And honestly, I feel like this last one is probably the biggest purpose it really gets used in most teams for. The fact that it has impervious into this, because it generally will not be losing it due to having impervious, and it gets to curse pretty consistently compared to many other cursing options in the game. It's one of the best cursing options in the game, especially if you're running Apothecary or something else like Mountain Crusher or something similar, where you're getting so many brown constantly. And it's normally used with this team specifically, actually, which uses both of them. Both the two really heavy accumulators in that regard. So you run Apothecary and you run Mountain, and you run it basically like this. And this I would personally say is probably one of the strongest teams with it. It's also usable for pure blue, because your weapon doesn't count for most blue game modes. Obviously, it's not pure blue. I did use it for blue Guild War before, though obviously with a different weapon. But it's mostly for blue Delves and blue Tower of Doom, are like the two main locations where this would be used. But it is Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, wrong banner though. Let me go change that. Banner is +2 brown and +1 blue. I believe it's a minus purple banner. Yep, that one. But yeah, it's +2 brown, +1 blue. The class is Titan or something. Obviously it's a little bit flexible, but obviously we'll go with Titan here. But yeah, this is the Vash Sargon team. It's one of the few that I would say is actually worth using with them. It's Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Hiking Iron Gut, and Vash Sargon. It's more set up like a Hiking Iron Gut team, obviously. But the basic premise here is you have Mountain Crusher with Titan, so you constantly never die off a barrier every brown. So you have a tank there. Apothecary has Cleanse, so you don't need to worry about anything annoying there while having a bunch of brown mana accumulation. All the browns constantly steal life and get rid of barrier and all that, but the main thing, of course, is to feed mana so you can devour with your Hiking Iron Gut, get him to 100% devour rate, and just go crazy devouring everything. And once you've devoured everything, you're constantly gaining HP from doing so. And then you will eventually go and cast your Vash Sargon on the Hiking Iron Gut. Obviously, this is more so for Tower of Doom than it is for Delves, because obviously you don't want to do this in Delves unless it's the very final battle. Otherwise, you will permanently lose it. Also, keep in mind, casting Vash Sargon in Delves will count as a death. So you don't tend to cast them in Delves. You tend to use them mostly as a curse option, though you still could. Obviously, you don't need to go deathless until the very end on 500, or, you know, when you feel like you want to stop, or either or. But do keep in mind that Vash Sargon's Devour on an ally will count as a death. As far as how how Delves are scored. So you will not get a deathless if you cast Vash Sargon. However, it's one of the reasons why Tower of Doom is a little bit more popular for it, particularly Blue Tower of Doom, given that you don't have that confliction with it. Did I even mention this team for last week's Blue Tower of Doom? I don't think I did. But I did for the prior one to it. But hey, now you'll be able to get him easily. He's just like such an obscure mythic that you don't really like mention him often. But if you're building a Vash Sargon team, this is like the Vash Sargon team pretty much to build. There's like a few other variants here and there, but this is my personal favorite if you're going to bother using him. And I'll mention this for the thing. Also mention that for the video. I almost said dragon. There we go. Okay. So that's that. So raid is covered. Vash Sargon for the weekly thing is covered. I'm not going to bother covering the rare that came out. It's pretty average. So now we need to cover the class event for this week, which is the Useless Sorcerer, the faction teams, and then Friday event. Oh gosh, we're gonna need like a whole nother 3 somehow. I don't have enough room to add another 3, I don't think. Well, I can always cover 2. Yeah, I'll try covering the faction with 2, and then cover the other thing with 2, and then we'll have enough slots. Theoretically, we could use the divider thingy. Also, disable spam. What was this? Oh yeah, we still needed that for the other video, which I still didn't record yet. Fail. But yeah, I could use my Explore 3 team for that as one of the slots. That or just not show the Friday ones yet. But I feel like I do want to do it in the video. We're already covering so many teams. Won't kill us to cover 3 more at that point. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Because we're going to have 3 for raids, 1 for that, 4, at least 2 for faction, 6, class, 7. So 9 is like the bare minimum of how many we would cover then. Anyways, let's go and let's do the faction ones next. So what do we need for the faction? Please tell me there's one that we could use for the entire time. It's Warrens, right? Pretty sure it was Warrens. Let me double check. Yeah, it's Warrens. Okay. And Warrens, I believe, is green-yellow restriction. So what's a single team we could run for all of green yellow? We have Leprechaun. We have Truffle and Beatrix. Here's a version of Iron Gut, of course. The biggest issue is getting it to work at the really low level range too for a quick amount if we're going for one for the entire time. I don't know, what's a good one to mention? I'm honestly just thinking of just mentioning a truffle. A version of a truffle. Obviously Leprechaun. Let's see. We could just do a version of a truffle. It's not gonna hurt. I just do something along the lines of that. Nice, simple. Something most people have laying around. And can we get a good green-brown banner? Yes, literally just a banner of the thing. There we go. Okay, and we're good to go. That's +3 green, +1 brown. Sounds okay. And then you just go crazy with that. And oddly enough, I'm actually going to switch to Warden, I think. You got that Entangle at start. You got that Green Storm. This has that dodge as well. I'm currently using on Banish to get rid of what's it called? Submerge. But yeah, I'll probably just keep it as that. That should be fine. And you'll have Enchant, of course. You could go with a half mana start, just stick with Titan. But I guess we can just go down the Warden route. Oh no. It's not that big a deal. Because you're going to probably have 20% mana start anyways to get Truffles rolling. So that's going to be a pretty small difference anyways. Starting with 2 mana rather than 5. It's only a 3 mana difference. Plus technically you're starting with 4 because of Enchant. But yeah, that should be fine. Farce Troll? You're not allowed to use Farce Troll. Oh, never mind. You were mentioning that for something else. Or wait, are you mentioning that for this? Because you're not allowed to use Farce Troll for this. It's a green-yellow restriction. Unless you were mentioning that for something else. I didn't see where you started mentioning stuff. But Farce Troll is not usable for this. But yeah, we're just going to have to run it this way then. Alright, let's just copy this. Oh, I didn't want to paste. Cancel. I want to copy. Try to Bard team? Which Bard team? For what? This? You could go a Bard yellow, yes. I normally build into green. Just because I feel like green these days for Delves has been better than yellow overall. The biggest issue with Bard 2 is 1 to all stats becomes diminishingly less effective the higher stats go. Obviously when you're at lower stats it's more effective. But as you start getting to like level 300, level 400, level 500, 1 to all stats becomes pretty small. Given that the stats you'll be dealing with are quite high by that point. That 1 to all per turn just loses. Oh, never mind. I thought you were saying the other one. Never mind. Oh, no, never mind. Bard is the one I was just mentioning. Okay, let's see. We'll go for the... Actually, let me go kill this out real quick. Wait, I didn't put the team down, though. One thing at a time. Hold up. Let me go put the faction team here. That's funny. Did we already have a green one set up? I did. It was the, well, I guess you could technically use that, too. Mang, Apothecary, Wild Queen, Leprechaun. I'm not sure why, but I always feel the need to do that with Primal Rift. But just for the sake of changing things up, we'll mention a different one this week. So we're not mentioning the same one every single week. And let's name it 20 to 500 because this one does have the ability to do a very low level range. Unlike the other one. Well, theoretically both could, obviously, but that one's actually quite better pacing. And then we just need to change out this team to be the correct faction one. What was the faction again? Warrens. So that literally just means we spam 3 of the thing. It's 3 with the little bunny. Is, I believe, the team, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check by going there. But last I recall, you need for this is Luna, 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 Luna. Do you actually use the bunny? Or do you literally just go all Luna? Create 7 yellow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you still go to bunny. And then you do the banner into a brown green. What's a +2 green +1 brown? That doesn't. There we go. Perfect. That's all we need, right? Oh, then again, I don't know. Maybe we should do it into yellow. Because I forgot we need the. What's a yellow brown actually? Oh, mine is green though. No. No. Okay, how about a yellow green? Oh, but then we don't have a +1 for bunny. But we're gonna have enchant, so will that really matter? Yeah, we're just gonna have to go this banner then. We're not gonna +1 the bunny because enchant's already gonna be in play. Plus it has 75% start, so we're already gonna have a pretty quick first cast anyways. Class doesn't matter, obviously. Alright, so let's go with that then. For pure faction. You can theoretically get away with 4 Lunas too, but we'll put a bunny in there just for the yellow explosion. And then we have the class team. And then we have at least 2 teams for Friday's event thing, which will bring us to 9 teams total, which should be good. What about pure faction? That is pure faction. It's triple Luna into bunny. Is what we end up setting up for it. And that's for tomorrow as well. Is why I ended up running when I ended up getting around to it. It works decently. 2 times Queen Beatrix, Glaive, and Luna. That would end up working. It's the same premise of what we're already running, though. So either way, it would do the same thing. Though I do like the Luna for that little bit extra explosion, but will we really be taking enough yellow to actually even use Luna? Because the team is really green and brown oriented. I guess a free explosion on a bunch of Doom Skulls is still useful. But you can also do it off of like Titan class or something if you needed to. The variant I went with doesn't actually use the Doomed Glaive weapon. But it also helps keep it cheaper so people don't need higher stuff. Because not everyone has the weapons. Ah, there we go. Okay, so that's out. That's out. Let's go clear out dungeons, hand out a code, and then mess with the other teams we still need, which are just Friday event video or Friday event troops. I mean, because we need them for invasion this Friday, and then we'll have all the teams set up. Okay, let's just keep going with this. Wait, how's Glaive create yellow? I thought it converts to Doom Skulls. You mean Doomed Glaive, right? Or are you referring to a different weapon? Doomed Glaive does the Doom Skull conversion thingy. Unless I'm thinking of or unless you're doing a different glaive that I'm not thinking of right now. Oh, don't you get a bunch of summons? What are you doing? Rowan, go cast. Win the battle already. Luckily that only hits first slot, so it won't interfere. And there we go. The Glaive of Many Goats. Let's see. Oh, the Wild Folk one. Okay, that makes sense then. Okay, I see. But yeah, that would end up working then. I didn't realize me and that glaive. I was thinking this glaive is like, wait, you're just gonna convert out brown to Doomskull, which would still work very effectively for it. But yeah, that makes sense. And then you'll end up getting yellow off of that, and then you basically just go all in on Beatrix. Yeah, that would definitely still end up working then. That requires a lot of components that people might not have though. And for a video showing teams, I generally wouldn't want to mention it. Like, I don't mind mentioning it for some things if we're going like the things that require everything. But I need something basic there so people can actually build it, since I'm only showing one team rather than 2. But that team would end up working out pretty well. I don't know, maybe we'll include it. 10 teams. No, I'll probably I'll probably mention it during some video at some point. But I want to keep a cheaper one there for now. Because Mountain Crusher is something everyone has, whereas that weapon is something a lot of people won't have. As well as the actually, yeah, that's the only component that would really be the main concern there. Because I feel like a lot of people might not have gotten that weapon. Even though it is pretty good. The Wild Folk weapon actually is among one of the, possibly top 10 as far as the ones that are based on a certain typing. Is because there's a lot of really good Wild Folk currently in the game. The only big issue with it is that it's brown-red. In that particular team, that's not an issue. But generally speaking, there's a lot of good brown-red weapons. And that is one of them. Anyways, let me go hand out code. Where to go? Oh, I forgot to mark it. Fail. I believe we're at Q2, if I'm not mistaken. I'll need to go do that right now, actually, just so I don't forget. As soon as I find where we're up to. Yep, there we are. Yeah, Q2 was the one we gave out last time, almost guarantee. Which means first try, I got it right. Let's see. There you guys go. Well, with Mountain Crusher, Luna wouldn't be as needed, though. Because you wouldn't be getting yellow. The main reason for using the Glaive of Many Goats would be to get yellow onto Luna to get the explosion in order to get more mana accumulation and board clear. Otherwise, Luna's going to be getting almost no yellow. And you'd almost be better with Leprechaun or something at that point. Or even Tulio, possibly. Which is another way that you can actually go about it, too. Which was something I was considering making, too, a Tulio build around it. Tulio works really good. Leprechaun Tulio. It's a combination I show occasionally, but it's really, really strong for mana accumulation. Because it basically makes up for all the slower parts of Tulio by having a Leprechaun there. And you just get the really big quick burst and get everything rolling back up again. But anyways, guys, there's the code. You do it on gemsofwar.com with the game code section. Your invite code can be found under your settings menu. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters. And your invite code's, of course, right over there. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy the YZ, M, and all those. And give same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. And of course, it's only usable on PC mobile version. But yeah, I do really like the team. I'm not sure why. I am not a fan of using Beatrix, though. If you ever wonder why I generally don't show Beatrix teams. I do on occasion. I really do not care for it compared to Truffle. I know a lot of people just absolutely love using her for everything. She's extremely meta right now. I do not care for using Beatrix as much, personally. I'm not sure what it is about it. I just really do not care for the troop. Unless I specifically need it for the cleanse and I like have to use it because it's a really great cleanser. I tend to not really use it that often. But that's the biggest benefit, of course, that it has is the passive cleanse. That and it works in true damage variants. Though normally you just synergize it with itself for double true damage, literally into itself as your true damage option. Anyways, so we did that. Let me go build the other teams then. And then we'll probably end out there. So the only other teams I need to go build out then are the class team, which is Sorcerer class, which is a Daemon... I'm pretty sure it's a Daemon Karakoth restriction, if I'm not mistaken. Or Sorcerer class. This class is completely useless. It does have the best first trait in the entire game. However, that's the only thing it has going for it. It has a link on first trait. But aside from that, it is useless. It also technically has a 7% kill thingy thing. But it's a hero class that's set up basically to be good with casting, yet is not good at casting. Which is a really, really weird combination to have. That doesn't really make much sense at all. But that is what it is. It's really dated. Definitely needs some updating. And yeah, I was right. Karakoth Daemon. Okay, so just wanted to double check. So let me go set that to our restriction. And see what is not useless. This is even more restricted than the raids we have this week. Because unlike raids, which is only restricted to Karakoth, this also has the additional restriction of Daemon. Which means we can't even use Zhugoff or anything. Yeah, this is how limited our restriction is. We have the choice of these 11 troops, which basically means Wall of Tentacle, Wall of Tentacle, Wall of Tentacle, Black Mantle, we're good to go. Actually, I might not even need to mention that team then. I forgot about that. Oh, that opens up another space that we can use for something else then. Nice. You know what? We're going to do that then. Just so we don't mention the same team twice. I'll just re-mention, like, hey, you can use this for the thing as well, if you want to. But just so we don't mention the same team twice, I'm not just going to use this for the thing then. Let's see. Paste team. There we go. Okay. And just so we don't need to change it out. And instead of Archmagus, I'll show it with Sorcerer because it indicates that it is for Sorcerer class event. And you can gain more XP towards Sorcerer that way if you don't have it maxed already. What am I doing? I am doing a rename team. And change it to Sorcerer class. Okay, there we go. Almost typed in soccer. But there we go. Sorcerer class. Okay, so is that everything then? We got the raid, we got that. Okay, so now we just need the invasion teams. This weekend's invasion restriction, I believe, is Daemon only with no other restriction. So we can use anything related to Daemons, is what our restriction will be. So it's basically this with no kingdom restriction then. So all these troops right here is what we would have available for Friday. Hey, Yagwe! Tempted. Very tempted. We got Skull Spam off of Wrath. We got Web Spinner triple damage. So then again, that won't actually work because of immunities. Never mind. We'll have the Invasion Troop, which is I should probably be using for this as well. It's this guy, Sir Mordain. And using double actually wouldn't be bad because most people would have double by now. Which you have 13 copies of him. Let's see. And even if you don't, you get more copies on Friday. So we'll go double Sir Mordain. Actually, do I even need to mention 2 teams for this? I could technically just mention 1. Because I think the cheap variant might be the same as the expensive variant. If we just go mana accumulation with this. Because he can survive on his own, right? Kind of. He gains Enrage. Oh yeah, he's actually really good for this event. He gains Enrage every single time he gets a kill too. Yeah, he was super good for the event. He was actually one of the easier invasion options on any given week. So yeah, this should be really easy then. We just need a way to rush down a single troop then. That would just apply a lot more mana accumulation to it. And it'll be good to go. I don't know, what's good at mana accumulating underneath? Well, technically Marilith. Marilith. I don't know, we might go Marilith just for mana accumulation purposes. The red will get lost, but we can go into greens. What else is not useless at mana accumulation? Ha! Possess King. I want to try keeping it cheap, though. Honestly, I almost want to go double Marilith. Though then again, we still have access to Hero. We're allowed to use Hero with anything. We can use that. I'm almost considering Reflection, honestly. I am actually leaning towards Reflection. And running it like that then, probably. And then just running it with whatever hero class. Almost wouldn't even matter. What's a good hero class for it, though? Something that can keep our first slot alive. Sentinel, go! No, it should be something that has half mana start as well. Just so we can get things rolling a bit quicker. And nothing really has much of a Daemon synergy, even though there's like 3 hero classes that have Daemon on it. None of them really synergize that well with Daemons, go figure. What do we need? Oh yeah, Salty's gonna be starting a stream soon. I'll probably watch her stream tonight. Not sure if she's gonna mention anything relevant about the things coming up soon. Oh gosh, I'm not sure what hero class we should run for this. I'm almost leaning towards Orb Weaver, actually, just as a safety sake. But I want something that has half mana star. Honestly, I'm just leaning towards Titan or Thief or something. Thief in the sense that it can't be targeted directly. However, you kind of want it to be targeted. So, you know, I'm just going to go Titan. If in doubt, go the almighty Titan. Anyways, you know what? I'm actually going to go... No, I was going to say Frost Mage, but yeah, duh, you can't get freeze on it. I'm not sure what would be most optimal. But regardless, as long as it has half mana start, I think it's going to be fine. And then we just set our banner to green-red, I believe. Actually, we could go +2 purple, too. Actually, +2 purple to red almost seems better. What's the minus on that? Yellow, I believe? Oh, there's actually a -brown option for it now. From Depths of Sin. I almost forgot about that. That was a new banner we got the other week. Wasn't that the most recent faction? Pretty sure. Yeah, we got that a couple weeks ago. Almost forgot that was even a banner. But yeah, let's run with that. This used to be the other variant of it, the -yellow. But now you can do it with -brown too. as well. Yeah, that should be good. And then you get Reflection of Goods into Sir Mordain. You tear apart everything with Sir Mordain. You get backup mana accumulation off of Marilith. You get all your stats, effects, and barrier off of that to make sure it doesn't die. And you're pretty much good to go. And then he gains Enrage every single time you get a kill. And then he just one-shots everything. And you just run it with a bunch of attack medals. You basically just run it with 3 seasons. And you're good to go. And we rename this to Invasions. And I think that's all the team then. That's all the teams. I don't think we need anything else unless we want to mention something else just for fun. Yeah, we got a raid high. We got a raid with no mythic or legends. We got a Vash Sargon team just to show him. We got a faction 20 to 500 just to show it all in one single team. I can run the entire time. We got a peer faction team. We got one for the Thursday events. We got one for the Friday events because I don't think we're even going to need more than just that. But we might mess around with it a little bit more, but I think that'll be fine. Anyways, guys, any other questions anyone have? Otherwise, yeah, we'll cover the video soon going over all these and everything else related to the week. Tomorrow, of course, tomorrow night, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, or actually an hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we do every night. We'll be going over and messing around with the raids. We'll probably be using just a little truffle team. I don't know, we'll mess around. Maybe we'll use something other than truffle. I feel like I always use truffle. But we'll use something like that. We'll do a little bit of raids. We'll do our little faction team, clear through all that, just get our free loot. We'll almost have 200 Vault Keys then, too. I believe that'll be 199 Vault Keys. Still one short, unfortunately. But we'll get it this weekend event. And then every Vault Key we get beyond 200, I am actually going to use immediately from here forth. So we'll have a bunch of fun keys to open soon, since we're really close to that point. But any other questions, anyone, or anything I missed? I'm going through chat right now to see if I missed anything else. Do you think a team like that will last long in the event eventually, or have to switch to Mang? Were you talking about the Mountain Crusher thing? Yes. Generally, whenever you see a Mountain Crusher in a team, you almost always change it out for Mang once you reach a certain threshold. Almost every Mountain Crusher team, unless it's really important that you have the mana accumulation, but more often than not, it is better to switch into Mang than it is to use Mountain Crusher an entire time once you reach the super late battles. Anytime you ever see me use a Mountain Crusher in a team, like 90% of the time, if you're starting to get to like the very late parts of Delves or Tower of Doom or anything like that, you normally switch it out for Mang. Not always, but very often you would. It depends what your damage sources are on if it is worth doing so or not. But more often than not, it is worth switching out for speed's sake. Especially in that Zhugoff team that we're doing for raids this week. Because we will need it to boost our Zhugoff damage. And it's going to be quicker than getting mana accumulation on it instead, especially since we're only using 4 colors rather than 6. If we're using 6 colors and we're using the upscale and stuff like that, it's normally worth going Mountain all the way. But definitely in this case, like with raids, how I have it set up, you definitely want to switch into Mang. Honestly, we're almost at the point where I need to switch into Mang. I might even just switch it to Mang for the video thing. That or just make sure to mention it if nothing else. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anythings? Let me know. Sorry if I missed anything else. And thank you for the team suggestion, Drock Savage. Let's see. But I really do find Beatrix teams interesting. I just never really care for using them, personally. I know a lot of people really love Beatrix. I'm not like anti-Beatrix. I just feel like I don't like using her. And for whatever reason, I just don't normally cover teams that use her, even though she's pretty good. Like, obviously, if it's, like, needed to use her, I'll obviously incorporate her into teams. I just always find it to be... I don't know. The biggest thing I hate is her inconsistency of extra turning. I feel is like the main thing that turns me off to her is the really high inconsistency of extra turn. Whereas with Truffle, you know for sure you're getting it. And I think the consistency thing is like the main reason why I don't like her. But obviously, if you need to cleanse, you need to cleanse. It's like the best cleanser in the game, or among one of the best. Anyways, guys, I will catch you guys soon. Hope you all have a wonderful time. As I mentioned, we'll be back hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing raids. We'll be doing the Warrens event for the faction. And other than that, yeah, Wednesday we'll be having a pet for some kind of daemon thing, if I'm not mistaken. It was, yeah, Karakoth bonus. We have Karakoth bonus pet on Wednesday. Thursday we have a useless sorcerer class. And Friday we have invasions for daemons, which actually should be pretty easy because the daemon invasion troop is extremely good due to its constant capability of gaining enrage. And that's pretty much everything we have going on this week. And hopefully we'll know more about 5.0 soon. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Catch you guys later. And have a wonderful time. Thanks for stopping by. And goodbye, everyone. Also, happy Memorial Day. I think I put it in the title, but didn't even mention it during the stream. But happy Memorial Day. Obviously, it's like the tail end of it. But definitely happy Memorial Day. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday and got to pay your respects. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.